So I think I'm officially crazy. But that wasn't a surprise. We are traveling to Germany tomorrow because there are some people in your life that are worth losing spoons for. And I have a super special person in my life who has always been there for me and been my person through many trials and tribulations and been there for my family, and I've never really had the opportunity to be there for her. So it's my turn to do that. And this was a last minute trip. We weren't planning. Decided about 3 weeks ago. And so welcome to another edition of International Spoonie Travel. I have a few new things that I'm adding to my tools or essentials for traveling, at least for me personally as a spoonie, and I wanted to share them because I think they're necessary, at least for my body. After traveling to China earlier this year, and that took a major toll on my body for a lot of reasons. I have learned a little bit from that, and I'm going to apply what I've learned to this next adventure. A few new things that I'm adding to my toolbox is, in my essentials toolbox thing, I don't think I have a cane in that video. Canes rule. Mobility aids are awesome. I highly recommend them for people who have any sort of stiffness or issues traveling or fatigue in general. They're a huge lifeline for me. Yeah, this is a collapsible one that I broke. So this is as far as it collapses, but it still fits in my backpack. So I highly recommend a cane. Have that with me. Great for walking around cities and adventuring and things. I'm so excited to add a teeny tiny heating pack. I just got this one. We have one at home that I use that's a microwavable one, but for travel you aren't always near a microwave. However, when you're at train stations or on planes for long periods of time or in airports, you do have access to plugs. So I got this teeny tiny one. It's a mini heating pad to use for all my aches and pains and digestion issues to help with my body. Adding that to my essentials. In partnership with that is some arnica. If you don't know what arnica is, it is a homeopathic, hold on, I have to help my kitties be friendly. It is a homeopathic cream, pain reducing, swelling reducing, aches and pains. It's great. I love it. I rub it everywhere, on all my joints, all my muscles, all my stiffness during travel, which you get. I had such severe jet lag when we got to China and when we returned from China, and I didn't really understand that what I was experiencing was jet lag. Know that now, in addition to many other things. And so I've picked up this. I actually got this when we came back from China. It's jet lag relief. Pi likes it too. It's his favorite. It's just 3 different types of homeopathic little, I never know how to say this brand. Bioron, if anyone wants to correct me on that. It comes with 3 things for relieving nausea associated with jet lag, relieves muscle pain and stiffness, relieves drowsiness and digestive problems. Ding, 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 ding. Always my problem. So I'm bringing that with me as well. Those are my new things that I'm adding to my toolbox. And then I discovered these before I went backpacking this year. Again, as a person who aims to live a zero waste life, there comes a balance when you have a chronic illness, because there's a lot of single-use things with medications and bandaging and wraps and food when you're traveling. Luckily, in Germany, I'll be able to eat all of the produce, and my good friend is there, so she's knows all my stuff, and so she'll feed me and fuel me, so I'll be fine as far as main food goes, but it's still necessary to have proteins and salts with us wherever we go. So in addition to bringing all my salt and all my staple, if y'all have watched my videos before, y'all know I'm a big fan of Epic bars. They get me to where I need to be. The Epic Bison bars, But I recently discovered these snacking pickles, which is like Addisonian dream, all that salt to go. So I've got a little bit of those to carry me out as well. I don't know how active I'll be on YouTube this week as we're traveling, but I will probably be posting here and there, at least for my Instagram. So if you want to follow along and see how I'm doing, / see Germany in Christmas, which is probably going to be pretty magical, you can follow along my Instagram, see Sprite Yogi, and yeah, I will try to keep you guys posted, and we'll see. We'll see what happens this go around. Luckily, my friends, and I'm traveling with my partner, understand, and they know that sometimes I just need to lay around. We have 2 flights, 3-hour train ride, and then we are there. And I'm going into this trip, which isn't ideal, already not super well. I had a issue where I got gluten last week, and for anyone with gluten sensitivities or food allergies, you know it takes a long time for that to clear out and to feel better. So I'm still struggling with that. I overbooked myself this month. I'm overworking. I haven't had time to properly rest, and just trying to get all of this into my backpack before tomorrow, which seems like a very easy task, but if you're a Spoonie, you know how exhausting that can be. So we'll see if I can get all this into this backpack before our flight tomorrow. Always an adventure. Always something. Oh, that was the other thing I want to talk about. Recently at a Addison disease support group meeting, I met a couple who, the wife has had Addison's for over, I think, 8 years, but they hadn't met anyone else with similar situation. And they were talking about how they used to be big travelers and now they're not able to do it anymore. Even car rides are too physically taxing for her. And they were so bewildered that we were able to go. When I shared my China experience and our road trip and my backpacking, they were just totally confused and blown away about that. So I want to just share how I stress dose for that. So when I say I do these things, when I go backpacking and I go traveling and fly for long periods of time over time change, it's not easy. It's not an exact science. There's no perfect formula. I don't feel awesome the whole time. It's a trial and error. And I'm doing a lot of stress dosing, and I'm trying to do a lot of resting and as minimal amount of stressful opportunities, even though the entire traveling process is stressful. So for me personally, when I am flying, no matter what, as soon as the flight takes off, I personally take 5 milligrams of hydrocortisone as my initial stress dose. If I am on that plane for more than about 4 to 5 hours, really just depends on how I'm feeling, I take another one. Every 4 hours, almost as if it was like my regular dose, I am taking an additional 5 milligrams. So in the end of this 10-hour flight, I think it's 10 hours, I'll probably, maybe even more, I might end up having at least 15 to 20 extra milligrams in addition to my personal steroids for that day. Then we have a 3-hour train ride. I will also stress dose for that, an additional 5 milligrams. Every leg of the journey, I will take a minimum of 5 milligrams to preemptively prepare and keep my body at bay. Will it work? Yeah. You never know. Trial and error. And that's just the name of the game when it comes to being your own doctor, kind of. I mean, I have an endocrinologist who works with me and helps me, but when you are managing your body, it's up to you, and you are the only one that really knows what you need. Everyone around you can kind of understand or empathize or watch you go through it, but they don't really know what's happening in your body. So it's really entirely up to you to find what works for you. So the 5 milligram increase every couple hours is what works for me, what I'm going to try, and I will let you know how it goes. We'll see. We'll see if the Addison body can handle 2 international trips in not only 1 year, but in less than What, went to China in July? Half a year. That's pretty wild. Share what works for you. Let's use this space to talk about travel and encourage each other that we don't have to give up our dreams. We do have to modify and have like all of the things and the medicines and the magic and the food and the canes and the support. It's just gonna look a little bit different. So we can still go and explore, and I encourage you to find ways that you can do that. So share what works for you. Let's lift each other up and help each other find ways to explore and be present in this world still. As always, thank you guys for being here. Light and love, all the spoons, and I will see you guys in Germany or on the other side.